The 16-month-long Russian invasion of Ukraine is nowhere coming to an end, as Ukraine launches its long-awaited counteroffensive, which has already made some progress. In their counteroffensive against the occupying Russian forces, Ukrainian troops are moving forward in all directions, according to a senior defense official. Despite the fact that Russia still controls large portions of the east, south, and southeast, Ukraine claims it has restated control over groups of villages as of the beginning of its counteroffensive. Ukraine has fired back at those who question the effectiveness of its summer counteroffensive, adamant that recent modest victories over Russian occupiers were only a taste of a much larger offensive to come. The majority of the brigades in Ukraine's main troop reserves, which are outfitted with contemporary NATO armored personnel carriers, and have recently undergone training in the West, have not yet been used in the operation. Russia spent several months fortifying the nearly 1,000-kilometer defensive line all across the territory it occupied in anticipation of Ukraine's counteroffensive. On June 2029, Ukrainian troops broke through Russia's first line of weaker defenses and freed 2 additional villages in the southern part of the Donetsk area. Four more villages ought to be freed in the next 2 days. In southern Kherson, Ukraine attacked a Russian ammunition storage facility far from the front line. The counter-offensive by Ukraine has so far forced Russia to relinquish about 300 square kilometers. Russian lines have been heavily fortified by Russia, with numerous levels of troops, minefields, and trenches. At the moment, Ukrainian forces are taking part in shaping activities to test Russian lines. The multiple location of attack, according to analysts, are intended to leave Russia guessing as to where the main assault will be launched. Given that key forces have not yet been deployed, and that the current operation is only meant to set up the battlefield, Ukraine has indicated that the main offensive in its counter-offensive against Russian forces is still to come. The Ukrainian armed forces are still conducting offensive operations in several places. The battlefield is currently being set up through formation operations. Ukrainian forces have not yet advanced to the primary defensive positions that Russia has been preparing for months, despite the fact that the gains they have revealed this month are their first sizable victories on the battlefield in 7 months. Only 3 of the 12 new brigades that Ukraine has prepared for its long-awaited military campaign have been seen in action thus far. In order to assist it in reclaiming large areas of Russian-occupied territory, it has also received a wide range of arms from its Western allies.